Kenshin, Act 14. Oh, this is it. What, is he gonna kill him or is he not gonna kill him? If he kills him, I think he will have like relapsed. I think he'll be he can't really control his impulse to kill. If he doesn't kill him, I think we'll keep the Rurouni. And I think that's what Kaoru is looking at more than anything. The Kenshin has killed thousands of people. He kills one more person. I mean, I don't know how much it's going to affect him. I think it'll affect him. I think it'll affect his present self a lot because I think he'll probably regret it. I think he's kind of caught up in the moment here. Wants vengeance. Kaoru sees him kill somebody. That'll change the way she sees Kenshin as a man, as a person. Who knows how that will affect her. The villain, I think he just hates Meiji era. I think he just can't fit in. I think he has no place in the era he's in. I think he misses the Bakumatsu. It must be some sort of ninja assassin or something instead of like a regular samurai. That's the impression I get. Just a weird dude. He's in like a black, I don't know what his black suit is. He's crawling on the ground. I don't know about this guy. He does have two swords. One's probably longer, right? I don't know. I shouldn't say that shit. I don't fucking know. Is basically trying to do suicide by cop. I think he's trying to I think he's sending people letters saying, I'm going to be there at high noon, bring all your men and fight me and try to kill me, and they can't do it. I think as soon as he found Kenshin, he threw that all out. He forget all that stuff. I just want to fight the guy who maybe could kill me or who would at least give me a legitimate challenge. I'm not sure he wanted to die, but I think he had a death wish. I think in this sense he was on the path to... There's no way off the path he was on except to get killed. If he didn't want to die, I think subconsciously he was trying to find a way out of his life. A lot of stills of the fighting I really like, but there's also a lot of pages with explaining everybody's technique. So I don't know. I like it. I could see why it's too Tagashi or to Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't care. I don't want to I don't care what his power is. I just want to see him fight, or I want to see the story. I want to see the characters. I could see that being you not liking it, but I like it. I mean, Kenshin's been pissed off for 2 or 3 acts now. So I don't know. He gets these eyes. You know, the last chapter's name was The Meaning of the Name. And he says, you want to see the meaning of the name Batosai? It's like okay, you brought him out. I wonder if he can turn this off at will. Or if he's kind of, they made a joke about his muscles being stuck in the killer face form after the Sanosuke arc. I really wonder if he maybe has problems shutting this down. That's why he's so zen and wants to hang out in the dojo, because I don't want to do this fighting anymore. I get really caught up in this, maybe I don't know, we'll see. Well, this is going to be the climax. There's no way he's getting up. No way. Act 14, End Beneath the Moon. Well, we pick up exactly where we left off. Sword pointed directly at the sky, over the moon. One Hitokiri has clearly dominated the other. Kaoru screams, Kenshin! She can't even breathe. I don't know how she's even talking. She tries to get something out. She's crying. She's sweating. She does not want this to happen. There's a shot of the blade against the light of the moon. The wind howls. You are... Watsuki, you're drawing this out, man. What's about to happen? What's wrong, Batosai? Why do you hesitate? Is he hesitating? Is that what's going on? Is that he just won't do it? Looking down with the killer eyes. Keep pushing him. You must kill to break the spell. If you don't, the little girl will die. If you do, she lives. It's the easiest of choices. There's no reason to hesitate. You've no time for it. Your Sakubato? Put it here. A souvenir for the afterlife. He's tapping his forehead. He's saying, fucking stab me in the head with your sword, dude. Let's go. It's the easiest of choices. Why are you hesitating? Well, at least he is trying to hold himself back. Though It's still unclear to me whether he's gonna kill him or not. Okay, Kenshin. Good point. I've no wish to give gifts, but to save Kaoru Dono, I will once again become the Hitokiri. He gonna go all the way. Kaoru's like, don't do it. This is exactly what he wanted. That's right. Let Jin-E taste your crazed blade. He wants to die. Kenshin. Die. Okay. Okay, Watsuki. Oh my god. Kenshin comes down with his blade, and he gets crazy. He's like, this is the end of my life right here. Kaoru's tied up. She's screaming. She really does not want this to happen. Gonna watch him murder this dude right in front of her. This is a crazy page. All three of our characters during the slash. Really doing it. This is it. When I flip this page, this guy's gonna be dead on the ground. Head split in half. This is a memory from Kaoru. A sword is a weapon. Whatever pretty name you give it, swordsmanship is a way to kill. She's crying. He was right. He was right. Kenshin was right. But in the face of such awful truths, the sweet, naive lie that Kaoru tells is so much better. If he kills, then that person in her is gone. This one had a wish. She's trying to get it out. She can't breathe. Kenshin! Just sobbing. This is gonna affect Kaoru's character a lot. She finally gets it out. Kenshin! No! Maybe did she break the thing by herself? Whatever happened, she did get his attention. And stops. He looks back. Both Hitokiris look at her. How'd you do that? I break the spell for you. Don't kill him. She's trying to get it out. Gave everything to get the no out, but now she's can barely breathe. Don't go back there. Don't become a Hitokiri. This is out. That's all she had. She falls to the ground. Her final wish was, don't do it. Let me die. Don't kill him. Don't turn back into... Don't let yourself go. Kenshin's attention has suddenly changed. He's not gonna kill this guy. He's gonna run back to Kaoru. Kaoru Dono. His eyes. She broke the... She took him out of the Batosai mode. She did. Look at his eyes. The first time I've seen him not like this in 3 chapters. Finally got him back. Don't go back there. Don't become Hitokiri again. Don't. He goes running back for her. She's falling to the ground. They're Hitokiri. Does he see this as weakness? Stupid. You had me right there and then you ran away. Maybe he's impressed that Kaoru actually found her voice. Under his intimidation spell. Maybe he's just happy he didn't die. Kaoru does not hit the ground. She is caught in Kenshin's arms. Kenshin holds her. Kaoru Dono, please. Are you alright? Rurouni's back. He looks down. Just She did it. She saved him. Good job, Kaoru. I'm alright, Kenshin. Aura? Now that sounds like the Kenshin I know. Huh? She saved him! She saved him! The whole fucking thing was about him going to rescue her. But it was the opposite. She stopped him from going back. Don't go back there. Don't become a Hitokiri. Again, under the moon. Looks like a Shinto shrine. Really? I'm fine. Really? And they both realize Jin-E's back up. Swords equipped. Right behind Kenshin. Are we still doing this? Is this round 3? My god, look at his body. Right arm has been completely destroyed. That's what we're looking at, but I thought this guy was way buffer than this. It's almost like maybe his hypnosis spell that powered him up, gave him all those muscles, has run its course. You and that brat punk from last night, I can understand. But I never thought that little girl could break my spell. I must be getting soft myself. Stop it, Jin-E. With the wakizashi and your left arm only, you've no chance of winning. You've lost. It's all over. Give in peacefully. No, it's not over yet. He grabs his sword. He goes to stab. Kenshin picks up his sword. Here we go. I have cleanup to do. He grins and then he stabs himself in the heart. Thug. He did accept his defeat. He killed himself. Cleanup to do. You've already failed. You failed yourself. I can't even use my intimidation spell on the little girl. I've gone soft too. I have cleanup to do. Both Kenshin and Kaoru look back like, oh, don't, what? Don't do that. He says, this feeling, so sweet. Blood explodes across this moonlit sky. I guess that's not the worst thing in the world. Not the worst ending that could have happened. Failed himself. Is like he has no place in this era. And now his moves don't even work on the little girl. He's out. I did lose. Lost to myself. He hits the ground. Back to the ground, sword in his chest. He starts bleeding out. Kenshin and Kaoru stand there watching. They're, have nothing to say. Kaoru kind of looks down, but also right at him. Kenshin's not even sure why he did that. What did you do, Jin-E? Why did you do that? Jin-E's still grinning as blood drips out his mouth. Your face says, I don't understand. But I told you, it's cleanup. If I live, get arrested, and there's an investigation, it will lead to the big man in the government who hired me to kill. Oh my God. Saying if they catch me, they're gonna figure out that I was hired by somebody else in the government to kill all those other officials in the government. He was a hired assassin. He's saying I had to kill myself to protect my client. Jin's like, you gotta be out of your mind. What? Who hired you? You didn't really think that the new Meiji Age made Hitokiri unnecessary. That's not like you, Batosai. That is why I say you've gone soft. Remember when we started this, Kenshin's character was he was like, I cannot believe there are still people like this. We brought in the new age. We shouldn't have Hitokiri anymore. And this guy's saying, did you really think that? Did you really think that we not need Hitokiri in the new age? Well, if you did, that's why I think you've gone soft, Kenshin. I've gone soft too. I can't blame you. Maybe in a different way. Wake up, laundry boy, doing laundry in the dojo, and look at the world. Gives his dying words, his dying speech. Everyone's so joyous around the emperor and the new government, but behind the joy, there's a struggle for power, washing blood with blood. Just like before Bakumatsu, obstacles still need to be removed, but the system has been modernized. The police given more power, making good old-fashioned assassinations difficult. And I did not want to leave my path. I could not leave my path. The big man's interests and mine intersected. Thus, the crazed murderer Kurogasa was created. He's saying there's some guy in the government who wanted all these guys dead, and the truth is, once assassin, always assassin. This is who I was going to be anyway. So taking the money from this guy, our interests were intersected. Kenshin looks down like, I cannot believe this. Behind the joy is a struggle for power, washing blood with blood, just like before Bakumatsu. Bakumatsu must have been this, like, anarchic time. Because they don't talk about it as an era, they talk about it as an event. Like, during the Bakumatsu, not during the time of the Meiji era. So I feel like this was this lawless time where where the people who were the strongest got to run around and might makes right. Hitokiri kills of his own will, yet he does not choose the target. Yes? When I challenged you, I broke that rule. And now look at me. But I don't mind. The death match with you was quite fun. Am I right arm crushed? Life would be so boring. Jin-E. Saying, I came here and one of us was gonna die. And it looks like that was me. And I don't mind. The truth is, the L that I took was so big, I don't even want to live anymore. Obstacles still need to be removed, but the system has been modernized. The police given more power. More good old-fashioned assassinations are difficult. I didn't want to leave a path. I could not leave my path. The big man's interests and mine intersected. Thus, the crazy murderer, Kurogasa, was created, and I became him. But once I decided to fight you, Kenshin, I threw all that out the window. It just became Hitokiri versus Hitokiri. Don't look at me like that, Batosai. Your eyes were much better before, when you said you were going to kill me. Kenshin glares, surprised. Sure, Kenshin knows about his little... I go into the Batosai mode, I go into the Rurouni mode. This is just kind of happening to him. Just don't fucking pity me, man. Turn your killer eyes back on and look at me like the killer you are. Hitokiri is your true nature. Another Hitokiri tells you this. It cannot be wrong. A Hitokiri is a Hitokiri until death. You cannot be anything else. Keep playing at Rurouni. I'll watch you from hell. Oh my god. And then he laughs himself to death. Once Hitokiri, always Hitokiri. Keep playing Rurouni. I'll be watching you from hell. Still got that sneer, even in death. Kenshin like, Jin-E, it didn't have to be, you don't have to do this. It didn't have to end this way. Jin-E like, no, it always has to end this way for a Hitokiri. And I'll be watching you in hell as you play games at the dojo. He dies laughing, smiling, sneering, out his mouth, eyes open. Kenshin still has his blade drawn. Kaoru standing next to him. To watch him as he dies. Kaoru didn't have to watch him get killed. That was my biggest concern. And she saved him. Kenshin stands there. Covered in doom and gloom. Depressed. Disappointed. A Hitokiri is a Hitokiri until death. That's what Jin-E said. He looks at the sword pointing out of his heart. His eyes start to close. Until death. He's like, I am never gonna get rid of this. I tried everything to get away from this shit. And it keeps following me. And it's because he's right. A Hitokiri is always a Hitokiri. I can't get rid of my past. He seems to get real sad. Looks over at him like, Kenshin, are you alright? Panicked than me right now. Or sadder than I looked 5 pages ago. Not even sure I've seen Kenshin look like this before. Really happy or I'm gonna kill you. This is radical acceptance. And it hurts. Let's go home, Kaoru-dono. It's the government's problem from here. Let the police handle it. They walk home. Kenshin's in front because he got that funny flip-flops on. Kaoru got heels or something on. She got different types of shoe. She walks behind him. She always walks behind him. Kenshin. Kenshin! What is it? Thank you for saving me. Let me say that at least. I mean, there's a lot more you could say. You could say a lot, Kaoru. You could. There's a lot of different things you could say, but I guess at least you could say thank you, for sure. There's no need for thanks. He remembers the time when she shouted no. He's thinking what I'm thinking. I need to thank you. Thank you for not letting me, for catching me a second before I made a mistake I would have regretted. In fact, thanks should go to you. Really, this one is so grateful. Kaoru-dono hadn't said no. This one would still be the Batosai. Kaoru's like, real? Oh, thank you. I didn't know you would. That's unexpected. Sure, no. Yeah, no, you're welcome. He's like, I'm serious. Thank you. If Kaoru-dono hadn't said no, this one would still be Batosai, the assassin. But I didn't bloody my hands tonight. That was because of you, girl. Thank you. Oh, right. Your ribbon. It must be returned. Oh, right, heart. He pulls it out. It's covered in blood. Oro. You think when he got stabbed, maybe the ribbon was there to kind of block the blow? He got stabbed in his left arm. That's exactly where he reached to get the ribbon from his shirt. She saved him twice. She's pissed. Blood on my favorite ribbon? Well, he did some sort of slice on my shoulder. Jin-E, are you watching from hell? Even if Hitokiri is this one's nature, nature shall be surpassed. Coward chases him down. You should have moved then. I'll strangle you. Kenshin, it couldn't be helped. Jin-E, are you still watching from hell? Even if Hitokiri is one's nature, nature shall be surpassed. This one shall never revert to Batosai again. Rurouni it shall be until I die. Again, closure. Thank you, Watsuki. That was awesome. Remember this Jin-E character now because of this. Once Hitokiri, always Hitokiri. You see how I'm dying? You're going to die just like this. And if you're naive enough to think that there's not a place for Hitokiri in this era, you got a lot to learn, kid, because you've gone soft. Says, are you watching from hell, Jin-E? Because I'm going to prove you wrong. Even if my nature is Hitokiri, I'll surpass my nature. I'll never revert to Batosai again. Rurouni it shall be until the one's very death. Sanosuke punches his arm. Hey, spent the night with her, huh? Kenshin's not saying shit. He's not saying nothing. Sanosuke! He says, we've been wondering when you get around to it. Yaiko's like looking over like, is this really happening? Kaoru's still pissed. Cute. Very cute ending, Watsuki, to the chapter. Awesome ending. I was really nervous. I don't know why I thought Watsuki made me think he was going to kill him. Up until the very last, did anybody think Kaoru would be the one to save the day? It was so funny because Jin-E gives Kaoru the biggest diss I've ever seen in this book. It was so funny. He was like, there's only two ways to win. The first way is Kaoru breaks the spell, and we all know she could never do that. And the other way is to beat me. And I thought, what an asshole thing to say. But, in fact, Kaoru did break the spell, his intimidation spell. Getting Kenshin's attention, he ran back to catch her before she hit the ground. That is kind of romantic. He gives him the huge blush. I'm alright, Kenshin. I'm just thankful you didn't fucking go full Batosai on his ass. Kinda did. He kinda did. He was gonna kill him. He was gonna kill him. He really was gonna do it. And Kaoru stopped him. And he says, Jin-E, you watch him from hell, man? Even if Hitokiri is one's nature, nature shall be surpassed. I ain't ever going back. Rurouni it shall be until this one's very death. Hey, so you spent the night together with her, right? I was wondering when you guys get around. Okay, let's read this thing about Jin-E's character. The motif for the character is the #1 Hitokiri of the Bakumatsu, Okada Izo. Or so it was supposed to have been. But Jin-E looks even less like his real-life historical counterpart than even Kenshin does. So Izo fans, no letters with razor blades in them, please. I wish I were kidding. Oh my god. That aside, I designed the character to be the popular opposite of Kenshin, and what I came up with was Jin-E. Satsujinki, or the murderous ogre that he is, Jin-E is sort of a complicated fellow who is not only crazy acting, but crazy. I got the impression he was crazy acting, but no, he was actually crazy. It was tough, but both the character and the story deserve the trouble. Jin-E being the #1 fan favorite for the bad guys and all, it was also tough deciding how to end it. Ultimately reason that his art of Hitokiri not otherwise being complete, he would have committed a tearful suicide. There was no place for an art of an assassin in the Meiji era, even though he was paid to do assassinations in the shadows. You're always fighting the police against authority. The police had more power, so made assassination different than it used to be. Technically, he may not have defeated Batosai, but in another sense, Jin-E was the only one ever to defeat Kenshin. That is Jin-E. That's interesting. I'm gonna read that again. Technically, he was not able to defeat the Batosai, but in another sense, he was the only one to ever defeat Kenshin. Luckily, Kaoru was there. I swear to God. Good job, Watsuki. Good job. His outfit comes from a Shinsengumi manga that came out in 14, 15 years ago. From its cool main character, Serizawa Kamo. If you by chance happen to already have known this, then you have passed beyond the realm of mere Shinsengumi Atokundam. You, my friend, are a Shinsengumi master. Well, I sure didn't know. Great ending. Great ending. This is obviously a Jin-E arc. That was obviously the end of it. So we went to the full ending of the Jin-E arc. Pretty good. Think of it. You like Jin-E or not? In the comments if you thought Jin-E was a good villain. Post if you think he was bad. I liked him enough. I understood him. So that is all you can really ask for. Not maybe the biggest fan, but I think his character was coherent and understandable, so good enough for me. Kaoru saving Kenshin, oh my god, genius. Technically, Jin-E never defeated the Batosai, but in another sense, he was the only person to defeat Kenshin. I really love that. I really love Kaoru being the one to save him. He's on a rescue mission to save her, and she actually saves his character. If Jin-E's words really reached him, he might have... I don't know. It's a counterfactual. I don't know what he would have done for sure. But what he did do was say, fuck you, Jin-E, and your stupid little once Hitokiri, always a Hitokiri. I'm going back to the dojo, and I'm going to hang out with Kaoru, and I'm going to cook fish with Sanosuke, and we're going to have a great life, okay? I don't have to do that anymore. And you can watch me from hell. Watch me. Kaoru was right. She was right. I'm not going to be Batosai ever again. Rurouni it shall be, until this one's very death. I probably like Sanosuke's arc more. Maybe it's just because I really like Sanosuke. And he got out-power leveled in this arc. He got stabbed in the very first fight, and he couldn't fight him. It was a one-on-one. So there was no Sanosuke. So I was little. This was more a Kaoru Kenshin kind of thing. Before she was kidnapped, it was the scene. Let me give you the act. I'll put it on the screen. It's she gives Kenshin the ribbon when she chases him down to the at the river. Nosuke says, he's not coming back, Kaoru. Stop. He goes, I'm gonna go get him. And she runs to the river, and Kenshin's sitting there, and they have a romantic talk, and I couldn't believe that Watsuki, after all that, you turn the page and then kidnap her. But there was this huge romantic moment where she gives him the ribbon, and she says, take my favorite ribbon. And it's just a loan, okay? You have to come back and give me my ribbon. And so, again, we wrap it all up at the very end with, give me back the ribbon. And he gives it back. And it turns out the ribbon was actually in the place where he got stabbed. Maybe it helped. But then it turns into a joke with Kaoru, like, I can't believe you put blood all over my blue ribbon. I'm gonna kick your ass. And he's like, I couldn't help it. And we go back to Rurouni Kaoru mode, and he says, fuck you, Jin-E, and your destiny. I'm gonna do something else. I really like that. I really like the end of the arc. I really like how it ended. The suspense of will he kill or will he won't kill, got me. I wasn't sure. I could have seen it going either way, and I really like that Kaoru stopped him. If you saw it coming because you're like really smart, good for you, but I didn't see it coming. This guy, Jin-E, was maybe the first time we had somebody use a technique that seemed to kind of break the laws of physics or whatever, like a power system. So far, it's just really been sword fighting. Jin-E could paralyze people with intimidation. That's believable in a real sense, but in an unreal sense, it seemed like a superpower. Maybe that's the point, It reminds me of martial arts. Like, there is a wiggly line between what's real and then kind of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon stuff. He's definitely playing on that line. I don't know whether to take his move as just intimidated them and they didn't move, or I stared at them and used my technique of paralysis to completely immobilize them. I don't know which way to take it. Either way, Kenshin defeated him with normal. He didn't have to pull out any magic. He just hit him with the sheath. But again, that might just be technique versus technique. I'm not sure. It was kind of presented that way. Kenshin has the line, "This is not magic, so stop." It kind of felt like magic, if you were to ask me, especially when he hypnotized himself for a power up. I mean, what? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what that's something. That's a transformation is what we call it in shonen. You transformed. You went into your final form. Killed himself like with the broken arm. I'm never gonna fucking. I'm Hitokiri. I'm done. You got me. I'm as good as dead. I think honestly he was a little disappointed that Kenshin didn't kill him. He was taunting him from the beginning to be the Batosai and kill him, and he never really got that. But he got close. Don't look at me with those eyes. Put your killer eyes back on. Stop pretending like Hitokiri can change. I know who you are and what you are. I think he died regretting that he couldn't get the Batosai to kill him. But Watsuki put it the best. Even though he couldn't defeat the Batosai, he was the only one to defeat Kenshin. Damn. Good arc. Probably the best fighting yet. The best fight yet was this Jin-E fight. There's the only time Kenshin has really taken any damage at all in the 2 volumes we read has been against Jin-E. He's the only one to hurt him. The fight was really cool. The double dragon strike was really cool. Didn't see that coming. It was kind of like a Kaoru-centric arc. We did Sanosuke. In their Act 11's called The Ribbon That Binds. I think Watsuki here is trying to connect these 2 characters with special moments that bond them together, like a ribbon that binds. The ribbon here is, Kaoru gave it to him as a symbol of don't leave me. Come back and give me this ribbon. Kenshin, I feel like it was maybe a symbol of his life as a Rurouni. If I don't come back and give this ribbon to her, I'll be a Batosai forever. She screamed and he did run back. He didn't kill. And then as they walk back to town, he gives her back her ribbon, completing the promise, completing the circle of the story, giving me resolution. And an awesome line, "Watch me from hell, Jin-E. I'll prove you wrong. There's no way I'm going back." Jin-E has this line where he's like, "Sanosuke, that bird-haired punk or whatever, and I can understand you guys not being intimidated by my technique, but Kaoru, she got out of it too. Clearly, I'm the one who's gone soft here. Not the man I used to be." I thought that was really cool that he admitted that. It was a radical acceptance again. This guy was red-pilled. This guy's living in the real world. He does not like the way Kenshin is living in this naive lie. Kenshin says, "Watch me from hell, I'll prove you wrong." Sanosuke, no chance against this guy. He admitted in the dojo, "I'm outclassed here. I'm staying behind on this one." Sad to see that, but it indicates our power level where everybody is. I think of Kenshin as a number 1 and Sanosuke as a number 2 as far as who's the strongest in our crew, and Sanosuke couldn't take him and Kenshin could, so it's scaling people, telling you where everybody is. That's always fun. Who's the strongest? Who could beat who in a fight? Maybe the last point I'll make, the police are incompetent. They can't stop this guy. They have to go ask Kenshin for help. Interesting that he was like, "I have to fight the police all the time. Every time I want to assassinate someone." So much better before when Hitokiri could run around and just assassinate in peace. Good arc. Really good arc. I think I still like the Sanosuke arc more, but that's bias. I just like Sanosuke. This was really well written. The bad guy was understandable. The tension was real. There was a will he, won't he moment, and I kind of thought he would, and he didn't. So Watsuki subverted my expectations there. we actually brought these two together closer romantically than I would have guessed would have happened in a chapter where I thought he was just going to kill this guy and Kaoru was going to hate him. So that flipped on me. And then it ended with the ribbon that started the whole thing. Closure, circular. I like that. And there's one more chapter in this volume. It's not gonna be Jin-E, obviously. He just died. So that was the ending of his arc. So I wonder what they'll give us to kind of pull us into to volume 3. I guess we'll see next time.
This is just a cut up version of the chapter of this manga that we read together on my Patreon. If you want to see the full chapter and continue reading the story together, subscribe below.